So I have a few new subscribers on my channel from Lab Coats. I'm sharing some of my videos, and I just want to say thank you guys and welcome to the channel. I haven't really been able to post much due to changes in employment and other factors. Working on the big, stupid Tower of Power, Super Tower of Power, but that, and then the Tower of Power Junior right here. And I'm actually working on a magnifier setup as well, which you see right here. This is the secondary primary form right here, which will use this, I believe it's 8 or 6 gauge wire, and be wrapped around here, and then over that coil. I'm going to glaze coat that and find a way to insulate it. And then it will go into the secondary coil, or extra coil, and should see some spectacular results from that. But anyways, I don't think you guys have seen a lot of the little guy, the top junior. I actually burned the secondary out on it this weekend. I was over at Archangel Tesla Coils, and we were having a Tesla-thon, so that's where that big MIDI video came from on that the big coil. But there was a bug that actually got trapped in between the primary and the secondary right here, and just left a carbon track on a single winding. So I have to rewind that from 28 gauge. I'm going down to 27 gauge, so 222 kilohertz at about 16% detuning to about 24.55% detuning at 250 kilohertz. So that should still be running good at 500 amps. Anything past 500, usually you'll get toroidal inductance from the primary to the secondary and striking down there, which it's fairly resilient considering it uses just a single CM 300 DY 12H. And I pushed it up to 425 volts, but when you're pushing coils like this up that high, you have a lot of variables when it comes to electromagnetic field and flux in between the primary and the secondary. In regards to the big Super Tower of Power, the 680 volt VR right there, there's been a lot of issues that I've had with the Dawn caps. And the Dawn caps, if you see right there, those white capacitors there, you usually get them off AliExpress for about $20. Well, there's a difference, and I'll show you guys the difference with that here shortly. But I had a few that went bad and some tuning issues, but once we got that sorted out, we ran 896 amps and freewheeled it, so the driver's capable of 2,000 amps. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go inside the lab and give you guys a quick overview of everything that's going on. So we're going through a hurricane right now, Hurricane Ian, and I live on the east coast of Florida. So we're getting the bands right now, and it's about to be a little bit more intense here coming up. So other than that, not too bad. I have this big old potential transformer that I want to use. It's a 7200 or 12,000 470, I want to say. It says it right on it. Yeah, 12,470 TO120 Westinghouse potential transformer. 750 voltage amps, 525 watts. I use a 500 watt incandescent bulb to ballast it, and I like to use this vacuum tube from 1964. It's the original, and from December 7th. This is the original receipt in the box. I just tested the filament, and it actually lights up. So I'd like to use that with that. Right here is the GU81 coil. This took a lot of tuning as well. and it performs fairly well. I could raise the feedback up towards the primary just a little bit, probably 3/16 of an inch would give me a lot bigger output, which I'm probably at maybe 18 inches to 20 inches of output and continuous wave and pulsed, and I'm happy with that. This has been a boat anchor right here. These are two dual 833A setups that I am just trying to get the time to continue on. So maybe one day. It's been about a year now, and I need to get it together. And the same with this one. It took about a year to get that one done, but we actually got it done, and it runs very well. And I'm looking forward to going to a Maker's Fair up in Pensacola with Archangel and SciTube HD, hopefully November 11th of that weekend. So let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. I can show you guys the internals on the big DR, and then I'll probably just call it a night. But again, I wanted to say thank you all for subscribing, and it really means a lot. I live a quiet life, so I don't really do a lot of video editing, just upload updates, and I hope to do a DR video, basically explaining how to build a DR and vacuum tube coils and everything in between, including spark gaps as well, because I have a lot of people asking me about that, and right now it's a fairly hard time to do that considering work and family life. But let's go check out the big super tower of power. So this is the bridge and the bus setup inside of the super tower of power DRS-STC. I have two CM300s. They're the DY24Hs right there, with two UF 1000-volt snubbers on there. Have four 6,000 microfarad 500-volt Phillips caps in series parallel. The bus bar is a 1/2 inch by a 1/4 inch thick, and it's very, very, very robust. As far as that, there's your gate connections. We do two GDTs on top for freewheeling, and I have not had an issue yet with that. Current transformer right there, 1000 to 1, going into the Dawn caps, which I will go into detail in another video, which ones are fake and which ones are real. But this one uses 5 in series and 2 parallel, so 10 caps total. This also comes with the adjustable voltage control for the driver and an adjustable voltage control for the water cooling pump right there, as well as a primer bulb. I'm using an Eastern Voltage Research freewheeling driver from Phil Sawinski. I actually have 2 of them, and he's repairing a CLPD in the other one, so I'm waiting for that to get back at the moment. So that's waiting for the board. Then I'll show you guys the little Tower of Power Junior right here. So let me turn it around. There's your cap bank. It's 75 nanofarads, 3000 volts DC, 15 microfarad. Cornells, you have 4 in series, 2 parallel. It's a pretty robust system. I can run it all day at 2.5 ms at 425 volts on that single CM300 DY12H. And that uses a standard EVR driver and EVR bus bar with 2 4800 ultrafarad 250 volt caps. So we're kind of pushing the limits on voltage, especially with spikes, but just using a single 2 UF 1000-volt snubber right there, and then you have your current transformer, again 1000 to 1, and then your bridge rectifier. I use a 35 amp one on that, and I actually have a 50 amp one in this, but I'm about to change it out to this 80 amp right here. And I could probably go with a Sanrex, would be a good idea. But for now, it runs really, really well, and I'm very pleased with it. And you have your 2 plugs on the side. One is to your driver, which is 120, and then you have your 240 in, which is rectified to 340 and doubled to 680. We're running 896 amps freewheeling on that driver. It starts freewheeling at 70 US on time, and I just got done glaze coating the secondary, so it's very, 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 very thick. Very, very thick. And I'm more than pleased with the way it turned out. So, any chance of arc overs, Archangel actually talked me into this, and I'm going to do all of my coils this way. But then the primary, right here, which is started at roughly, I believe I measured it at 1.25 inches, I believe, if I remember correctly. 1.25 inches starting right there, and then it gradually goes out further and further, and then your turns go out more and more. But anyways, that, the magnifier, the top junior, and the vacuum tubes in the back, as well as the big Amperex 7459. I think I'm going to hold off on that after I get the magnifier done. And hopefully I'll have that up and running by the end of the month. And we'll go from there. But again, you guys, thanks for subscribing and wish us well through the hurricane. So far, so good. But thank you all. And have a great evening.